Well, hello and welcome, everybody. What a glorious day it is that I get to run you through Rue.ai's newest employee. Now, when I say an employee, I'm talking about an AI employee, digital labor, somebody who you can, even if you're a small to mid-sized business, hire into your company for $750 a month at the baseline, which is a fraction of what you would pay for an actual employee. And I'm going to run you through exactly what it's like to interact with said employee. When you log into Rue, you get right here to the global agent. This is really fantastic because you can add all sorts of data to the brain. But today we're going to be talking about Sarah. Sarah is, well, an exquisite young lady who we've just brought on who handles all of my prospecting, all of my emailing, all of the research and outreach, top of funnel. I don't really have at my pretend business somebody who's going to go out into the market and find me leads, that's going to book me meetings. But if I have Sarah, suddenly that option is a reality. So I'm going to kick things off with Sarah really quick, and we're just going to start this party. So I'm gonna talk to her really fast. Hi, Sarah. I would like to begin a campaign. I want you to reach out to find me 250 prospects that would really benefit from my company, Green Beam Solar. We put solar panels on small retail, strip mall type places, office buildings, basically anybody who maybe owns the property, is a site manager there and would be interested in saving some money on energy by incorporating some solar panels. So I need to start a campaign. Let me know what you need from me in order to just knock this out of the park, please. Okay, so I'm just going to give that to Sarah. And she's the ultimate assistant. And what she's going to do for me is basically start keeping my life organized. I'm a business owner. Green Beam Solar, we install solar panels. I got a lot of logistics stuff. So I need somebody to help me out on the sales front who's going to be doing this. Perfect, she says. I'm excited to help you launch this campaign for Green Beam Solar. Let me gather the essential information to get this campaign set up effectively. So based on what you shared, she's already got her kind of decent foundation. And she even has a to-do list here. She's going to tell me all the things that she wants to accomplish in this conversation before she actually goes out, finds the prospects, creates the sequences, writes the emails, all that kind of stuff. But I, as an owner, want to make sure she's writing all the right emails. So we're going to go through that too. Campaign setup questions. So we've got campaign name. What would you like to call this campaign? Green Beam Solar. So I'm going to maybe just kind of go through some of this stuff. I could also just give her my website if this wasn't a pretend company. And she could just go to my website and basically fill in all this stuff. But for right now, I'm going to go through it and let her know what we need. So I can either type it. I like to talk. So here we go. Let's call this. I like that name for the campaign. Very good. Campaign start date. I'd like to start this. Let's go Tuesday, January 7th. 2020 January 6th works. Sorry, that would be Wednesday, January 7th if we did it. So let's just stick with what you suggested. What's the goal? Booked 25 qualified demos. That sounds really fantastic. Primary value proposition, basically, we reduce commercial energy costs by 25% with zero upfront investment through our solar panel installations. That's exactly right. That's exactly what my pretend business does. I love that. This is our area, California, Arizona, and Texas. You're really doing well, Sarah. And, I don't have a preference on business size. I just want to go with, whoever would benefit from this. Sound good? And so I'm going to give that to Sarah. And, she's going to share some information. At this point, also, if I wanted to, I could drop some files in here for Sarah, just like, your other GPT options. I could also go to a knowledge search and I could add a ton of knowledge sources. Let's say that I've got a Google Drive that's full of case studies, stuff like that. I can give that to her and she's going to keep that in her brain and reference it just like a good employee would. So she's got it. Let's see. She's going to reach out to 250, looking to book 25. I like that. and she's got my primary value proposition pretty well dialed. Yeah, let's that looks good to me for Sarah. I'm going to let her do that. Now, at any point, if I didn't like any of this, I can change that at any time. Remember, at Rue AI, it's all about making sure that this operates exactly like a human salesperson, so that I can just talk to them, write them a little something, and change the way in which they're functioning in order to benefit my business to the highest degree. So anytime in this conversation or in future conversations that I might have with Sarah as I build out multiple campaigns, she's always going to be there to change whatever it is that I need changed. And she also has KPIs built in so that when she actually starts executing these campaigns, and if we were to go down to one of the past ones that I've done, and she starts running these sequences, if something's not working and we're not getting a lot of emails back, she's actually going to go back through this and be like, maybe we need to change our ideal customer profile. Maybe some of these prospects aren't exactly right. Maybe the way in which we're writing these emails is not exactly perfect. So Sarah is actually going to go the extra mile that some employees don't always do in order to really optimize whatever our outreach looks like. Excellent. She's created a campaign. She's got Green Beam Solar rocking. She understands it. Now, let's get some product information to make your email highly personalized. And since I don't actually have a real company, I'm going to just tell her to make some really cool stuff up. Green Beam Solar has the newest, most cutting edge, most top of the line, amazing solar equipment and infrastructure products available. So if you want to do a quick search and just find out what's number one, that's precisely what we're using. So you can just use some assumptions on that. That's just what I'm going to tell her. I'm going to give her that information. The newest, most cutting edge, most top of the line amazing solar equipment and infrastructure products available. Keep in mind, this is a pretend company. This is just one that I've made up, so I can really make up anything about this company. But for organizations that are coming in and really wanting Sarah to sell this product on a top of funnel outreach, like sending an email directly to the inbox of the owner and operator of a large multifamily complex or a large retail organization, she's going to be able to reference precisely what it is that makes my company different. Now, in this specific instance, she's going to go out and search the web and find out exactly what the new top of the line, highest quality stuff is. And she's going to articulate any product questions that one of these leads might have perfectly for me, with the goal of booking 25 qualified demos. That means individuals are writing back to the emails that Sarah is sending. And keep in mind, Sarah's not going to use her name. She's going to be using my name, the CEO of Green Beam Solar. So all of the emails that she's writing not only look like they were written by me, but have my name attached to them. My calendar is involved in this transaction, so that when people are booking meetings with me to learn a little bit more about Green Beam Solar, I'm the one who's receiving those opportunities, or a salesperson in my organization if that's exactly what I wanted to do. So as you can see, she's out really rocking and rolling. She's got all the top tier equipment. She's great. So who benefits the most? Right now, she wants to understand kind of my ideal customer profile. So as I go through this and you're watching, I'd like you to think about your own business. Like, how would you answer these questions? Who benefits most from your company? What problems does your company solve? What makes you different? Any credibility signals? Now, if I gave her my website, or I was to give her a bunch of files, or put something into her knowledge base, which is kind of like her brain, she wouldn't really have to ask all this. She could just know it because she has access to all of our documentation that we've used in the past. So what I'm going to do here is just kind of give some samples. Let's see. The people who benefit the most from Green Beam Solar are not only the landlords, but their tenants. If there's a pass-through utility bill of some kind, Green Beam Solar solves problems related to energy cost savings. And also, historically, or with our competitors, it's very difficult to get solar installed correctly, or there might be issues. You don't have roofing professionals that are on site and able to really understand precisely what needs to happen and make it as easy as possible for the end user. We solve that problem completely. Green Beam Solar is different because we have instant financing, and we do have local expertise, maintenance packages. We can also really customize everything that's needed, and it's white glove service on the installation, and you don't pay anything up front. Credibility signals. We have no credibility signals right now. I'm just going to need you to use what I gave you to make us sound as wonderful as possible. So that's kind of what I would give to her. She's just trying to get a little bit more context. And remember, I'm not going to have to do this all the time with her. Once she has this, I can give her, let's say I want you to run this campaign for 12 weeks and over the course of that 12 weeks, I want you to land emails in the inbox of my ideal customer profile every 4 days. I can do that. I can do it less. That's totally malleable. Everything about that can be changed as I see fit. And over the course of that period of time, I'm not going to have to give her any additional information. I'm going to be able to just kind of sit back, and she's going to use that glorious synthetic intelligence that she's got and all the information that I've provided her to continue rocking and achieving her goals and her key performance indicators of getting to that point. So now she wants to know about my ideal customer profile. So this one's interesting. Let's say that some companies that are small businesses maybe don't have like a totally dialed in ICP, seniority levels. So on this one, I could just say something like, what do you suggest? And she can fire, and I can get information from her. So not only are we talking about an AI that operates like an employee, but it's an AI who actually is operated and run on a pass-through level by the ChatGPTs, Claudes, and Geminis of the world. So she is a large language model, so you can get a ton of information. She's going to give me her recommended ideal customer profile. And if I wanted to, I could say, all right, tell you what, why don't we do this one? But let's set aside a note that we're going to do a little A/B testing. I want to use this primary ICP, but in the future, I'd like to use one that's completely different, but might actually be a fit in order to test whether or not people who have large water tanks external to their homes on their property would be interested in solar. So like we can run anything like that. That's one thing that's really interesting. So let's go ahead and proceed with saving that ICP. So now we can take a look at her to-do list. We're about 50% of the way through. We'll gather the initial campaign information. We've collected product information about Green Beam Solar, and we are defining our ideal customer profile. Now, Sarah is ready to knock out the creation of the email sequence. She's also going to help me put together all of those emails. You'll get to see how amazing she is at writing, what kind of ways in which I can influence that writing, which is essentially always. Generate the 250 prospects and activate the campaign to begin actually sending these emails. Part 2 is coming up shortly. Stick with us to see more from Sarah, our SDR agent right here at Rue.ai.